Okay, this is my day 4 wrap up, and it was a good day. It was all about garden vegetables, which is like really wonderful and different, and processing vegetables and eating them, and fruit and watermelon. And I started out with oatmeal, raisins and cinnamon, and then I had my green tea this morning, which was great. I did yoga first thing, before I did much else. I did my yoga, and then I went right into my legs for Roberta's gym. Half an hour of that. I think I did about 20 minutes of yoga. And so that was a really good way to start. It was like going to my commitment to stick with the plan, just do what I have to do. And then later in the morning, I had some of my Mexican leftovers, my Mexican scramble. And then most of the rest of the day, I was making zucchini fritters. I am determined to process these huge zucchinis, and I counted them. I think I had about 15 huge zucchinis, and I've used several. Um, and we have a church dinner tomorrow morning, and I'm going to take zucchini fritters to the church for our offering, because it's like a potluck. And I've kind of gotten down how to make the fritters. I bake them in the oven on a Silpat, so they don't stick. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes to bake them on one side. Then I turn them over and bake them for another 10 minutes. And I'm just going to keep at it. And also I have a recipe for basil zucchini soup with leeks. And I was going to make it tonight, but I just ran out of time, because this whole food processing thing takes a while. You have to shred all the zucchinis, and that's what takes so long. I had hoped to be able to do it in the food processor, but that just didn't work, and I might actually go out and look at the bargain boxes for another food processor that might work better. I can't afford to get a new one, but maybe I can get a one at the Goodwill. I think I'll do that like on Monday. But meanwhile, I'm shredding the zucchini by hand. But I'm like really determined. Like, I'm growing this stuff, and I really want to see it through. I gave some broccoli, watermelon, and those delicious cherry tomatoes to my friend before I went to meditate. I also cut, my cooking early and went over to the rec center. I did my resistance and elliptical. So I did a full regiment today, and just sticking with it. And, the closer I get to my goal, the more I realize why I gained the weight, that I really am just a very skinny person, and that I gained the weight because I didn't want to be skinny. How silly is that? That's what I did. And now that I'm, 70, coming up on 72 years old, it's like, now it's time to cut all that out and just like get to my really basic heart's desire, ideal, as much as I can, weight. Just because it's something I can do, and it's something I want to do. It's like, some people want to get a Lamborghini, some people want a huge bank account, some people want this, they want that. But something that's reasonably attainable for me is to get my body in shape. And then it's something I really, value. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, and then for dinner, I had the most wonderful dinner. I cooked some of my beets. I had about 2 medium-sized beets, which I sliced up. I had my green beans from the garden. I cut them up and cooked them. And then I saw a recipe for baked cherry tomatoes with basil. So I'm finding stuff to do with my basil other than just pesto, which is great. Like, the soup requires basil, and the cherry tomatoes cooked with basil. It's a really nice recipe. And then I kind of put them all together, and it was just so good. The little cherry tomatoes with the basil and the green beans and the beets. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. And I also had a couple slices of my delicious fresh garden watermelon. So I'm just really into the garden right now. This is, for me, garden season. It's food processing season. And it's going to take a while. It's going to take a long time. But it's kind of a fun thing to do. It suits my nature, and I'll get into the canning, the tomato canning at some point, and the zucchini patties, I'm hoping to just freeze lots and lots of zucchini fritters, and they're very tasty. And I think it'll be great, you know, in the coming season to be able to just pull out a couple of them and, you know, heat them up, and, you know, it's a great little side dish. And I'll just have it there. So that's my adventures with zucchini on my start. Oh yeah, the thing about the zucchini fritters is I'm using egg in them. I tried using flaxseed. I might go back to that, but I didn't have good results, and I thought put the flaxseed, and I thought, well, try the egg because that's what they all call for. So this is not strictly starch solution. This is dealing with my garden produce. You know, that's the best I can do. But I'll try the flaxseed again because that would be starch solution. And now that I've kind of gotten it down, you know, the different balances and how to do it properly, I'll try that again so that I can get a batch of starch solution fritters for myself, and then give the egg fritters to Gary, my husband. So that's it. That's my day 4 or wrap up in August 2022.